Hey, what's up and hello everyone, welcome back to the channel for another video. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kennedy, and as you can see from the title, we are slinging vintage in Huntsville, Alabama. Honestly, there's something about Huntsville, I don't know what it is, but they are some fiends for vintage clothing and I love it. This is probably like my favorite city to sell vintage in. I always do well out here. The people are always amazing. And they show a lot of love, so love coming out here. If you ever get the opportunity to go to a vintage market in Huntsville, 10 out of 10 recommend. And honestly, Huntsville's kind of pretty. They do have like some mountains and stuff that you can go hiking, and there's some good food out here. So I know it's in Alabama, but if you ever have to come to Alabama, I would recommend Huntsville, just saying. Anyway, I had about a 3-hour drive this morning, and then there I was getting set up. I only had like an hour and a half to get everything set up, which is crazy because I brought so much stuff. So I was a little pressed for time, but this is what it looks like. I like this market because it's underneath a parking garage, so since it's technically under a structure, they classify it as indoor, so you don't have to have your tent, which is nice because I hate having to bring a tent and set up a tent. It's just such a hassle. But my spot ended up being prime. There was supposed to be someone next to me, but unfortunately they ended up having to drop out, so I was able to kind of spread out, and I was the first booth that people got to see when they walked in, which was so amazing. Oh my gosh, I got a prime location, I'm not gonna lie to you. But a lot of people came out. It was supposed to be raining like all day, so I was really nervous that would kind of deter some people from coming, but honestly it ended up being a beautiful day. Sun was out, there's a little breeze, so I got to wear my jacket because I feel like when you live in the South you never really get to wear jackets, but I got to wear this one. Here I am, like, look how good that little BLT is. Oh, it was so yummy. Anyway, I feel like when you live like in the South, you don't really get to wear jackets, but there's a breeze going today, so I got to wear my jacket all day, and I actually did sell quite a few jackets, so I'm kind of glad it was breezy and a little cold. Entice people to buy some of my jackets, and this was my outfit of the day. I went for a little bit of a Bratz look. I don't know if I would do it again. Those platforms after being on my feet all day, yeah, regrets. But honestly, the outfit was cute. I got a lot of compliments on it, so like it was worth it. That's also one of my favorite things about markets, is just seeing everyone's outfits. Here I am just kind of walking you through what my booth looked like. So I always have men's on one side. In the winter I have jackets on the back. I always bring some shoes out. I didn't sell any this time, which was weird, but I had sweaters and stuff, and then the other women's tops on the side, and then obviously women's bottoms in the middle. So really nice setup. I was the last person to start packing up, but I sold so many things. I couldn't have asked for like a better market to end the year on. Unfortunately, since everyone got to pack up before me, because I had someone trying to buy something like last minute, so I couldn't like tear down my booth. I had to wait till the very end, so I had to take everything down by myself, but it did entice me to hustle a little bit because I was literally downtown in a city I don't live, in the dark, in a parking garage. So I was very motivated to get everything packed up and in my car, but I came back with a lot less stuff, so it was easy to kind of get everything back and packed in my car. And then it was time for me to head out. I decided I was going to stay and do some thrifting on the way home, so I last minute decided to book a hotel. I'm a Marriott member, so you know, I had to find a little Marriott moment. I got some Chick-fil-A, and the guy at the front gave me 2 free drinks, so cheers. Hello everyone, it is the next morning. Oh my god, it would. The moment I want to record, I want to sneeze. Ow! Bless me, goodness. Good morning, it's the next day. I've recovered. I slept beautifully in this Marriott bed. So let's go over numbers and then we can talk about everything else, because I had so much fun yesterday. Like, so much fun. I did not even like get to record a whole lot because every time I pulled out my phone to record something, I had to like take a payment. Like, I was just busy. So before fees and everything, I made it $2,195. The fees this time was $60 for gas, $125 was the vendor fee, and then in Huntsville you actually have to pay taxes. So there was a 9% tax, so taxes was $99.54. So my total in fees, including that tax, was $284.54. So the $2,100 minus the $284 left me with $1,910.46. I could not be happier about that number. Actually, I could if I sold a couple more things just so that it would still be above the threshold for 2K in the profit. But honestly, really good day. And I recently did thriftcon and I did nowhere near this number. Like I don't know, maybe Charlotte, when I was in thriftcon for Charlotte, they just weren't really vibing with what I had. But Huntsville always shows me love, and I knew like from the beginning that it was going to be an insane day, and it really was. But total I sold 88 items. 61 of those came from like the actual racks, and then the other ones came from my $5 bin. So it was a pretty good mix of both. But now that the numbers are out of the way and we're so happy with those numbers, couldn't have asked for a better way to end like my 2023 market season. Let's talk about the nitty-gritty of the actual market. First of all, Caleb and Anna have my whole heart. They started this market this year. This is only like their third one they've had, and every single one has gotten better and better and better. And they just take such good care of us. Like when I first got there, Anna was helping me like get my racks out and put clothes like on my racks to kind of help me get set up. During the market, Caleb came around with like hot chocolate and like a cafe au lait, which is like, I don't know, some kind of coffee drink. He had those carrying around since like a lot of us vendors are by ourselves, so we can't like obviously walk to the food truck, go get food and stuff and come back. And it was like pretty chilly with the wind, and we were underneath the parking garage, which makes it even cooler because we don't get to see the sun. So he was walking around making sure we were good there. They came and they handed out snacks, and it was just, I don't know, I just love Caleb and Anna. They put on such a great market every single time. Communication is always 10 out of 10. People always come through, and they're always super appreciative of like their vendors coming out. They always walk around and personally say, you know, thank you so much for coming, and this, that, and the third. They do little surveys at the end, like what did you like, what did you not like what can we do better? And I just love that. So quick shout out to them. The Huntsville Downtown Vintage Market it's up and coming, and it's gonna be like super big, so very excited about that. But what else? So when I got there, first of all, since this was the last market of the year, I wanted to bring everything. So normally I just have like 6 racks, 6 singles along the edges, so 2 on this side, 2 in the back, 2 on the side, and then I'll have like my $5 bin in front of one of the racks, and then I'll have like my shoe rack in the front on the other side. Like that's my normal setup. But on the way there, we got a message in our group chat saying like from one of the vendors saying, hey, I'm having car trouble this morning, like I cannot get my car to start, like I can't come. And I was like, oh, that sucks, because this is going to be a great market. But what I didn't realize is that originally it was supposed to be the person that canceled, then me, and then someone else. Well, since that person canceled, I got to spread out. I had so much more room on the other side since I didn't have another vendor there. So basically all that was mine, and I could just spread out my shop, which was so good, because I was able to have this really big area. Everyone could shop freely. Nothing felt cramped. And then it made me so happy that I did bring my extra stuff, because I had so much room to put it. And I don't know, I had like a prime location, okay, because a lot of the entry, or like one of the main entrances, was right next to me, and I had all this empty space for all my stuff, and it was just like a double whammy in the best way possible. Like absolutely blessed by the universe. One for the spot, and then like also being able to have this open space. So that was so good. The only downside to where I was the fact that I was so far away from like all of my friends. Like I didn't even really get to show a good video of it, because obviously like I couldn't even walk away for real. But in that first clip when I'm walking down the stairs, you can see that there's a huge like area over there, and then it trickles down to just singles down the side there, and I was like obviously at the very end, so like I did not even get to go see like any of my friends. And by the time the market was over, everyone was trying to pack up so fast and get out, so I didn't even get to really go over there and say hey and go shopping. But like also towards the end, there was this family. It was like mom, a dad, and their daughter. So they come in at like 4:30. Mind you, this thing is supposed to be ending at 5. They come in and they do some shopping and they're like, oh, you have such great stuff, I love your stuff, blah blah. Mind you, a lot of people, like, when you're right there on the edge, sometimes they'll either start with you or they'll end with you, since they like are coming in and leaving. And a lot of people would kind of start with me, look around, maybe buy something they really wanted, and then like go around and then come back for the other pieces that they wanted. I had quite a few people buy something in the beginning, walk around, and then buy something again at the end, which made my heart so happy. But this family did the same thing, right? So they bought like 2 things with me, a fleece jacket and like this white button-up blouse. They bought both of those. I gave them a $10 discount because they were getting 2 things. And then they walked around while like people had started to pack up, and they did a little shopping, and then they came back to my booth and they're like, you have the best booth in here. Like, a lot of these vendors just have a lot of t-shirts and stuff. I love your variety. I love your eye for, you know, your pieces. And that honestly made me so happy. But they came back to my shop and they shopped for like, I don't know, another 30-45 minutes. Mind you, the market ended at 5. Everyone's like packing up / leaving, and I'm still sitting here with my full setup. And they ended up making a purchase almost at like 5:45-ish. And they bought another 4 things. So that was like 6 things total went to this family. And again, I gave them another discount because they were buying multiple things. So I love that. I love a good 6-piece. Like, they spent almost $300 with me. Love them to death. But I just, like, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't leave my booth then either. So I couldn't really go talk to my friends at the end. Even in the beginning. So like, I finished packing up at like 10:30. And then I went upstairs to move my car, and I obviously had to take a TikTok video and had to take a cute, like a couple of fit pics. And then I come back downstairs. It's like 10:45. The market's supposed to start at 11. Tell me why I get back to my booth. First of all my racks are like this, like turned in on each other, because literally all I did was throw stuff on the racks and then I left. And like, part of the rack, like 2 of the racks were on a slope, and so they kind of drifted down, and they like ended up being all messed up. Anyway, I come down and there's so many people in my booth, and I'm like, wait a second, this thing is not set up. I thought I saw 15 minutes. What is happening? So it was a little bit of a mess in the beginning. I felt so bad, and people didn't know where to find me because they were like walking around with my stuff, and the vendor next to me was like, that's this girl's stuff, like just stay right here, she'll be back. But yeah, I knew from then, like at 10:45, when I had like 10 people in my booth because everything was like a mess. I didn't even have my shoes out, the purses weren't out yet. Like that first hour was such a doozy. But I knew from then that it was gonna be like absolutely insane, and it was. I had so much fun yesterday. I had my cute little outfit on. After I did ThriftCon, I honestly had a little bit of an identity crisis. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, this is basically my diary at this point, my video diary. But I basically had a little bit of an identity crisis just because I did not do well at ThriftCon Charlotte. I did way better here, and this is Huntsville. They had, like, at ThriftCon there were like 6,500 people. We hit nowhere near that in Huntsville, like nowhere near that. And I did so much better here. And even at ThriftCon, like, I was in the front. I wasn't like the very first booth, but like I was in the front of the aisle, and I still didn't do well. And so after like ThriftCon, I was like, why is nobody buying my stuff? Like, I brought so much stuff out here. Like, I stuffed my car to the brim, and I'm leaving and my car is still full. And it just, when you don't do well, it makes you really question, like, is it me? Is it my inventory? Like, what went wrong? And then I'm walking around to these other booths at ThriftCon, and they have just so much personality, almost to the point where I personally am overwhelmed, and I can't do that with my shop. Like, I like to keep it just clean, simple, so you can see everything. Some people will be like putting up cardboard cutouts. They've got like little squishmallows and stuffed animals around their tent. They've got carpets on the floor. They've got Betty Boop sitting in the corner. They've got like chairs. It's just like, it's definitely like a curated store feeling, which is cool, but it's, for me, overstimulating, and it just feels really crowded. So I personally don't like to do that. But I was like, maybe my shop is like lacking, and like my booth is lacking personality. But So I don't know, I was just really going through it after ThriftCon. And so this week I was nervous going into this one, but I knew that like every single time I came out to Huntsville, people show love. So I wore my cute little outfit because I was like, maybe that'll help. And maybe it did help, maybe it didn't. I don't know. I did get a lot of compliments on my outfit, but I got so much good feedback here. And I had a wide range of like buyers. I had like high schoolers up to like people, like middle-aged people buying my more expensive stuff. Like I had 2 of them buy leather jackets and put them immediately on. Love that. Both of them were $100, like no blinking, like didn't even question the price, and I love that. The older demographic just like understands, and I appreciate them. I think they go a little bit undervalued, but I think a lot of times some of these other vendors are very like Y2K focused, which is not bad by any means, but you definitely miss out on a big market of people who actually have the money to spend, if that makes sense, when you only have that stuff. Because a lot of them are not looking for like little baby tees and mini skirts. And so you miss out on a big market. You're kind of stuck with like, I don't want to say stuck with, but it's a lot of the college people who are into that stuff, and like the high schoolers that are into that stuff. And while they have money, like a lot of them are not really having jobs to make that kind of money to just be spending it on whatever, if that makes sense. So a lot of them are like, oh my god, $100 for a leather jacket, like no. But like the people who are older like get it. They understand vintage, and they understand that like a brand new leather jacket is gonna run you $300+ for a decent one. Like I sold a Wilson's leather like suede jacket for $85, which is huge, because Wilson's leather can get up to like $500-600. Like that's a hefty price tag. So to get it for that price, like they're like, this is such a great price. I'm like, thank you, you get it. You know what I mean? So that's really nice. But anyway, the market yesterday, I just cheesing. Like, I'm so happy with it. Couldn't have asked for a better way to close out the year. I feel good about my stuff again. I just really don't think that I did, like, I just don't think when I was in Charlotte that whatever I had was really resonating with that area, that demographic, which is totally fine. And that's like the only downside about vending somewhere new, is that everywhere kind of has their own vibe, their own kind of culture, if that makes sense. And sometimes your stuff just won't resonate, and my stuff just doesn't resonate out there, and that's totally fine, because I have other people, you know, that love me. So enough about ThriftCon. The whole point of bringing that up was just to say that, like, in comparison, I did way better here. This is my demographic, these are my people, and I feel so much better. And I think that just contributes to like a lot of the happiness that I feel for this, because I really needed this, because I was like going through it. But I feel so good about it. I'm just you know what I mean? I did so well. So great way to end out the year for my markets. They're thinking about doing something in January, so I might do that. I had no plans on doing another market until like the spring, but if they do something in January, I might show up for Huntsville, because I love Huntsville. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video and this long like video diary here. It's not supposed to be this long, but lots of thoughts and feelings. So I hope you enjoy this video. Sorry, the actual like market content, that's what it is, was so short, but like I said, I was booked and busy in the best way possible. So I'm gonna leave it here. Comment down below if you've ever been to a vintage market. Let me know. Let's talk about it in the comments, because I think they're so fun, even as a buyer or a seller. So let's talk in the comments. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. What are you doing? Subscribe. We have so much fun over here. I love you guys so much. But I will see you guys in the next one. Love ya. Bye.